really like Mr. Matt Lauer. He's so nice. A lot of people said that about Bill Clinton after the whole deal. And that's the problem. That's the problem. They don't see anything wrong with it because they're so cute. They're so, I did not. I swear I did not. You Southern gentlemen and all this other stuff for women, get off it. There's nothing fun about doing this to women. But if you partake in it, you're going to find nothing wrong with it. You think it's, perfectly acceptable. It's a man's world. It's a dog world. You take what's in front of you and enjoy it. Some guys believe that. Some guys, they'll throw their weight around. It's not a big deal. It's nothing new in a lot of places around America. But the arrogance from to come out just 2 days afterwards, 3-4 days, and after this whole event, after he was defamed, disgraced, and all that, here was Friday, it was Monday. So anyway, 4 days. And now he's asking for all this money because of his actions? We're supposed to pay you? The network is? Well, the network's already lawyered up. They got enough lawyers. It depends on the contract. I guess it depends on what they drew up, what the arrangements were with Lauer, and if they let him go. They have the right to terminate, and if they do, he might have to have a buyout. So it might be up to that par. I don't know. It might be up to that price, and maybe sexual indiscretions, maybe that's in the contract too. Say they still have to pay him off. We don't know. But he's asking for a bunch of money to hold him over because there's no network that's going to touch him anytime soon. I mean, in the right mind, what advertisers is going to attach themselves to Matt Lauer at this time? What charity is going to ask Matt Lauer to speak at this time? I don't know a lot of people that would be doing that. What do you think about this? I was reading about a police officer that was taunting a would-be killer, this Jacksonville man, who shot him multiple times last year by taking out, of all things, some KY jelly, some personal lubricant in court. This happened Wednesday, and basically saying, you're going to need a lot of this. Gavin Rodos, then 19, shot this undercover police officer that we're talking about offering the lubrication. He shot the cop 3 times during a 2016 traffic stop, including once in the face. The critically wounded officer who was taking his son to school during this incident returned fire but did not hit Rodos, and his son was not injured, luckily. But he was sentenced to life in prison this past Wednesday, and the wounded officer, who formerly served in the Army, began by calling Rodos a coward during the sentencing hearing. He says, I will take those bullets instead of a fellow officer and an innocent bystander, the officer said, according to the Times-Union. When I brought the fight back to you, you ran like a coward. And the officer then produced a KY jelly tube and then told Rodos he would need a lot of it in prison, according to local reports. When questioned by a judge, after all of this in a 30-minute hearing about the stunt, the officer refused to comment. The officer's supervisors were aware of the incident and will address it, according to local reports. I think it's hilarious. I think it's fun. I mean, yeah, you shoot a cop, his kid was with him, and then you run like a coward like that and do this. Yeah, he deserves to get cattle probbed or whatever, probed or whatever. Hopefully they stick him in a cell that people give him some good attention. I think that's a great idea. I think it's terrific. That's exactly what, hopefully it made him think. He's got this a feminine look. So, you take a look at it. Kevin Rodos spending his rest of his life in prison, and the cop that got shot by this idiot offered him some KY on the way to prison. Cop taunts would-be killer with lube on way to prison. You're going to need a lot of this. Oh, it's not politically correct. I guess not. The guy deserves it. The guy's not going to get he's not going to get He was going to get life in prison, but he's not going to get the electric because the cop lived. But he was shot in the face. He had damage done to him. It just, it ruined his life pretty much, traumatized him, and he was angry. I think anybody in the right mind would be a little bit upset about it and angry because, first of all, he could have lost his life. Speaking of that, my brother lives in Dallas, and he listens to the broadcast. Love him very, very much. He works for UPS. Very proud of him for what he does. But he was on his way home from work, and he got jumped 3-4 nights ago. And he was pistol-whooped, as he put it. He was knocked in the head several times, and the gun went off, and shrapnel went into his brain. Yeah, my brother. And so they had to do brain surgery on him. He's my younger brother. He's about 4 years younger than me. 3 years, maybe. Yeah, there it is, 3 years. He's alive. He's got a lot of stitches in his head, and he's got a lot of therapy he's going to go through. So let's pray for my brother Lauren, who lives in Dallas. When I learned the news on Facebook, he didn't want to talk to anybody, just was shaken up and just wanted people's prayers, wanted to be left alone. And you can kind of understand about that. I'd like to visit him in Dallas and spend a little time with him. But, man, this guy's had a rough year or two. He had a major heart attack 2 years ago, and he's recovered greatly from it. His therapist had been great, been doing the therapy and working and exercising and trying to watch his diet. And then this happened. He could have died. So I'm very thankful that he made it through the surgery, and he's got a road to recovery. He's got some speech issues right now, and they're running some brain tests right now on him to see if everything is working. But the surgery was successful. He's actually back home, didn't want to be in the hospital, but he has 2-3 months at least for therapy, and we don't know if there's any long-term effects from this. But what a hell of a thing to get happen to you, anytime for anybody, pistol whipped, and then the gun goes off. Luckily, that bullet didn't kill him, but they had to open up his skull and do some brain surgery, as he put it, to get the shrapnel out of his brain. It looks like Frankenstein. It doesn't look very good. He had a cap over his head when he was talking to me, and he took it off, showed me, and I just couldn't believe it. I thought to myself, it broke my heart. But again, I'm just thankful that he is alive, and he's talking and taking it all in. He's on a lot of medication right now. He said his head just really, really hurts after the surgery, as you can imagine. Again, asking for your prayers, covet your prayers for my brother Lauren in Dallas, who got beat up for money, and he didn't have any cash on him. Just coming back from UPS after a shift, got pistol whipped, shrapnel went off because the gun went off, and I hope he's going to be okay. We'll be back with more For the People, live across America, right after this.
This thing called life, we're for the people, for the people, for the people is there.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us and went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms. And the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew was I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it, don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Women Wear Project is the first step, getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on. To trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please, call or go online with your gift right now.
For the people is there.
Your American Heritage. It was a modest building on Arch Street in Philadelphia. It housed an equally modest upholstery shop run by a lady whose maiden name was Elizabeth Griscom, an accomplished seamstress. Her husband's uncle, Colonel George Ross, visited the shop one day with none other than George Washington. Could she design a flag for the new nation, they wanted to know? And you know the rest. A circle of 13 stars and a field of blue, red and white stripes. The seamstress died in 1836 and is buried right behind that same house where our flag flies over her grave 24 hours a day. This has been Don Keyes, putting a verbal hem to the story of Betsy Ross on Your American Heritage.
Your American Heritage is brought to you by For the People, keeping your American heritage alive right here on this station.
It's 6 a.m. 40 million Americans are waking up to a Gillette shave. And at our factory in Boston, 1,200 workers are starting their day building on over 100 years of heritage, craftsmanship, and innovation. Today, we're bringing you America's #1 shave at lower prices every day, putting money back in the pockets of millions of Americans. As one of those workers, I'm proud to bring you Gillette quality for less, because nobody can beat the men and women of Gillette. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Introducing the official For the People coffee mug, featuring the colorful red, white, and blue For the People logo with Keith Allen on a ceramic 11-ounce coffee mug, perfect for any hot beverage of your choice. This mug is a great reminder of what we stand for: God, country, and family, with conservative values and good old-fashioned common sense. To order your For the People coffee mug, pay just $20 plus $3.99 shipping and handling at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And enjoy.
With all the choices out there to enjoy some entertainment, wouldn't it just be nice to have something that didn't cost an arm or a leg? I found something that does just that. It's called 123 Ready TV. It's one of the most remarkable apps available to start watching all of those movies and TV shows for one incredible price, just $19.99. And that's a one-time only price. Recap: all your movies, current and classic, and sports and news, and so much more. So cut the cable and stop spending money at the movies when you can truly have it all at your fingertips. No commercials, just all the entertainment you desire. 123 Ready TV is available for Windows and all Android devices. Get your 123 Ready TV for just $19.99 at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Just click on the store page to get yours now and start enjoying entertainment the way it was supposed to be. Fun.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
And For the People continues coast to coast and around the world at forthepeopleshow.com. If you haven't joined For the People, it's an opportunity for you to do so right now at forthepeopleshow.com. We're listener-supported. I know it's hard to believe. A lot of people say, how is it that you're on all these radio stations and you're listener-supported? They don't pay us. It's hard to believe. Most talk show hosts do get paid by big corporations. We don't. We remain independent, which gives us the platform to be able to not be censored, to be able to give it to you straight, not watered down. We don't